Yeah, you really can't. Last time I went to VA was last March when we were having our weekend convention, and I left early on Saturday because I really wasn't feeling good. My chest was hurting me so bad, my heart wasn't beating right, I felt like I couldn't breathe. And Daryl had tried to get me to stay home, and I was like, no, I can't do that. I don't like to stay home. I just don't like to do that. And,
Are you on salad?
no.
Okay, you're out there.
And so Daryl kept trying to get me to stay home. I was like, no, I'm not doing that, this and the third. So I went into work and made it about half the day before our manager came back there and saw me. And her youngest son has heart problems and grew up with them. And she took one look at me and goes, and you're leaving. So Daryl comes back there and gives me, you know, his key to his house, and he's like, here, and I just shook my head no. And he goes, you're not going to take the key to the house? And I said, no. He said, where are you going? I said, VA. And he goes, you're feeling that bad? And I said, yeah, I am. He said, you call me. I said, okay. So I got down there, and he really is an amazing friend. He can get upset, but I can assure you there's not a better friend. There really isn't. And so I got down there and I went to check in, and I thought, okay, you know, I'll just sign in and then I'll sit down and call him and tell him I got here. And when I got there, I was already short of breath. Good job, Jackson. I have a couple of spots on my brain where my skull cracked that they call them soft spots or dead spots. And so what happens is they don't know exactly why. They don't know what causes mine. But what happens is every once in a while I'll just get blood that'll build up right there, and it just keeps putting pressure, keeps putting pressure, keeps putting pressure, and I won't know it that I'm doing it. You know, I don't even know it's happening. And you know, then all of a sudden, at first I'll lose like hand-eye coordination, you know, and then it's and so the last time that happened, my ex-husband, I was still married at the time, took me into VA, and I'm trying to explain to the doctor what's going on, and I can't get the words out of my mouth, and I couldn't explain to him what was happening. And I was trying to tell him my head was numb right up through here, and I kept trying to tell him, and I couldn't get the words out. He tried giving me a pen, and I couldn't write, and he was telling me, he's like, well, try writing with your right hand, and I kept saying no, and so finally I just started hitting my head up against the wall, and he's going, no, stop that, that's gonna hurt you. And I was like, no, you know, it doesn't hurt, no, you know. And so then he's like, all right, we need to do a CT scan. And so they did a CT scan and ran some blood work, came back, and they said, oh, you were having a stroke. It's like, oh, okay, now what? And they said, well, we gotta hold you for 24 hours, and, you know, then you can go on home. I said, okay. So they held me for 24 hours, and then I went home. But,
Was he ever anybody to come get you and take you to the doctor? Honey, I can be right there.
Oh no,
All you have to do is call me.
I'm so stubborn, I take myself. Like the last time in March, when I drove myself down there, once they did the portable EKG, they ran it on me 3 times, and they said, okay, you're going to the back. And I said, okay. And it had turned out that it wasn't a heart attack that time, which was good, but my heart was in AFib. They couldn't get me out of AFib, and my left lung had partially collapsed. And apparently Daryl had been calling, and so I went to go pick all that up, and I called him, and he's like, finally. And I'm like, what are you talking about, finally? And he goes, I've been calling you for hours. They had me in there for like 10.5 hours. And I had no signal, so I didn't know he'd been calling me. And so I told him what all happened. He's like, and they let you go home? I was like, yeah, they let me go home. What else are they going to do with me?
VA.
Yep.
They don't want to do anything. The VA will pick it up free, you know.
Yeah.
Good.
I just hope I'm not screwing up video recording.
Like what I was doing.
Come on, Jackson. So awesome what Lopez just did.
Good job.
blow the whistle, you just tap that button.
Okay. Oh no. Oh my gosh, Linda. Oh my gosh, honey. Oh my gosh. Stephanie, he's gonna kill me.
You're doing good. You're doing really good.
No, I'm doing the ceiling.
Don't jump, Jackson.
What do we,
Come on, guys.
is this
Come on,
technical
y'all
or
got this.
something?
This button.
And it's off.
Yeah. And then you can just close it up. Well, that way or the other way.
Okay.
I normally do it the other way, so that way
cool
the
little-
screen won't get